Hey everybody, TSU Master 19 here, and I got a special guest.
Hey, try.
And today I'm doing my Wii Collection video vid. So first up is Mario Kart Wii. I love this game. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Worst Mario Kart game ever. I don't care for it. It's decent. I just hate the stupid the randomized items and how it's like, oh yeah, you know, if you're in first place, we're gonna give you nothing but crap. Oh, if you're ever in if you're anything besides first place, everyone else is gonna get a blue shell and just, you know, kill you. It's just... And why did they put bikes? That was useless.
I like the bikes.
I don't. Mario Kart 7 is gonna be better because it's going back to regular karts that you can customize. That's gonna be awesome. It's better than bikes that you can't even do, you know, fast tricks on and stuff.
And I like the Wii wheel. I like it.
TNT controller.
Alright, next game. I was lucky enough to get this for my birthday, and this is a great game. It's all the classic Marios from the original Japan-based All-Star. And the only thing it doesn't have is the Mario World, but that came like as a bonus for that one.
It's a part of the original All-Stars.
Yeah.
I own it for SNES, so I'm still gonna get a copy at one point. It's like $40, $45, $50 on Amazon, I think. So
yeah,
it's expensive.
And the CD is nice, and it has a nice little history booklet. Very nice. That's collectible. Recommended.
Nice to get. It's like all the classic Mario games are here, classic today. I don't care if you play Mario Galaxy, or if you play Zelda, or if you play World of Warcraft, or if you play Halo, or Call of Duty, or Gears, or Uncharted, or if you play Portal, or whatever you play, you gotta love the classic Mario.
Exactly.
You gotta love the classic Mario. And even if you do own the Super Nintendo version like me, so if those things have battery packs that eventually die, whereas this is flash memory, it's gonna last your entire life. It's just nice to have it new and updated. Plus, nice collector's edition.
This game, I have beat this game. This is one of my favorite Mario 2D platformers. It's not my favorite, that belongs to Super Mario World. And this game has a very difficult level. We all know it as the Hell level. And that's level 9-7. That one took me forever to beat, like a month. It's the frozen, I can't do it right now. The frozen forest level, there you go. And with all the little chain chomps, playing the little mini chompers, and the piranha plants always melt into ice, and the stupid fire bros, it was annoying. But I highly recommend this game.
Only problem I really have with that game is they went kind of lazy with the characters. Why the two Toads? Why couldn't you have Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Luigi? That should have been fine. Or you can have, you know, regular Toad and then some other random character. I don't know. Just two basic Toads. It just seemed dumb. They should have had Wario and Luigi. It would have been a perfect chance to put Waluigi in a main game that isn't like, you know, Mario Party or something like that, you know. But,
or Mario DDR. Mario Galaxy, as we were talking about earlier. Great game. I have beat this game fully. And there's also one hard part in this level, and it's the one where you have to take Mario and Luigi, and you have to get 100 out of 150 purple coins on the flip side of the 2D Mario planet. And there's a lot of acid that you have to avoid, and a lot of flip jumps. And it took me forever to beat that too. So once I got past that, the rest was like pretty medium. But the hardest 3D Mario that I own that I have to beat is Sunshine. I've not been done yet. But this is a great, great game. I actually prefer this one to 2, because
I would say the second one is better. Even though I haven't played much of the second one, I would say the second one's better just because it has a bit more I don't know,
depth?
A bit more, not depth, but a bit more creative level designs. Because when you play 2, you realize the only reason they made 2 is because, like, you go off of, okay, Super Mario Sunshine was a lot more similar to Super Mario 64 than Galaxy is, because like at least you're still on a flatland Earth type level. But when they made Galaxy, you can tell there was tons of ideas when went into it, especially with the physics, going on spheres, all the different planets, and all the different gravity-based stuff. Miyamoto himself even said he made the second one because they had so much ideas left over, they made it. And when you really do play the second one, you see how many ideas were into it. Plus the fact that the first one, I can't prove this, but the fact is they might have rushed it just a little bit, because Galaxy was supposed to be there at launch for the Wii, but it wasn't, and they said launch window, and it wasn't. But it did get in there in the first year of the Wii launch, and I know Miyamoto was trying to push that, so he might not have been able to put all of his most creative ideas into that game. And there are a lot more really creative levels, I would say, in the second one than there are in the first one. As well as you do have things like Yoshi, and you can use Luigi a lot more freely in that one than in the first one, and just stuff like that. But I will say the story mode, or the actual storyline of the first one, blows the second one out of the water. Because the second one is mostly a simplistic retelling of the first one. It really comes down to it. I'm not even sure. Is Rosalind even, the only time you see Rosalind is with the hint videos, right?
No.
That's what?
No.
What do you mean?
Because you have to beat the whole game to see her.
Oh, so you don't see her to the end.
Right.
Yeah, you do. So you don't even see her to the end, whereas she's always there in the first one. The first one has a lot more epic. So I actually did like with Mario games, it's just usually just go fight Bowser or whatever. It's not really that big of a deal for storyline on Mario games. But I actually did like the storyline of Galaxy because it actually had an epic storyline, and especially with the ending. When you see what happens in the ending actually has a bit of sadness to it as well. With all the different star people, I forgot what they're called.
Lunas?
Yeah, Lunas. How a lot of them die near the end and stuff like that. Spoilers. But I actually did prefer the storyline of the first one over the second one. But if you want a lot more creative stuff and stuff, I would say the second one really trumps the first one. However, as far as which one you should get, like if you own a Wii, I would say both of them. But if you need to have only one, I would say the first one, just because it's the first one that came out. It showed what the Wii could do, and it showed a lot of stuff, and that was like the first Wii Galaxy and stuff like that. But that'd be the first one would be a must-own in my opinion. Galaxy 2 would be a must-own too, but if you only choose one, I would say the first one. Even though I will say the second one has a slight edge, it's just the charm of the first one showing off the Wii's potential and everything. So.
Speaking of the second one, I also own the second one. Now I haven't completely beaten this one, and this one is awesome as well. I love Yoshi's abilities, like the Blimp Yoshi and the Dash Yoshi, along with the Turbo Yoshi. No, that's always going to be the Dash. There's another one. There's one where he eats like a glow fruit and you can see hidden areas. That was really fun for exploring. And there was one more, which I can't think of right now. But Mario's new abilities in this one are Cloud Mario
From Boulder, right?
and Rock Mario.
Oh, Rock Mario.
Yeah.
Rock's pretty decent. Cloud is really underwhelming. I was actually excited for Cloud Mario when I first heard about him. I thought it would be similar to like Lakitu-based ability. But all you do is just make Cloud platforms.
Yeah.
Basically, so it's like, no big deal. I was kind of disappointed.
And you can only make 3 platforms per cloud.
I thought you could be like Lakitu, where you could like fold it in a cloud and just start like tossing spinies at foes. That'd be awesome. But no, you just make cloud platforms. It's like, oh.
And we are excited for the new one for 3DS coming out that's made by the Galaxy team. It's called Super
Super Mario 3D.
Yeah. And the Tanuki suit / Raccoon Mario coming back. It's one of those two. Which is, that's a raccoon, right?
It's a Tanuki suit. They're actually bringing back the Tanuki suit because raccoons only in Mario 3 you had the raccoon and the Tanuki. Tanuki was a full-bodied raccoon suit.
Oh, that's right.
Whereas raccoon was just the ears and the tail.
Yeah.
Although the Tanuki suit in this game is being it looks like it's more like the raccoon, just without the flying. Because you can just without the flying, you can still glide though with the tail. But so far we haven't seen because in Mario 3 the Tanuki suit's main ability was turning to stone, but we haven't seen that in any trailers for Mario 3D Land. But we fun to bring it back though. Probably any of the power ups they have. They showed that weird block power up that you can have where you can like float with it or whatever.
Yeah.
That looks cool. Yeah.
And also there's a part spoiler here. After you beat 2, you gotta find all the green stars, which there's a lot more of. There's actually 120 green stars, and they are, the best way to describe them as They're like the treasures in Uncharted. They're all over the place. You gotta look high and low for them, and they're in the randomest places. And they're very hard to get sometimes. Like, you have to use a lot of thinking to get to them. Like, one of them is on one of the Bowser Jr. boss levels. You're in the cannon, and you can shoot your board towards the platform, but if you look high and to the left, you'll see the star right there. So you gotta aim it perfectly, otherwise you'll die. So kind of like that. But this is a good game. Cannot wait to beat it. Next, Super Paper Mario.
Underrated. Well, not underrated. It's underloved, really. Like, honestly, yeah, it's probably the weakest game in the Paper Mario series, I will admit that. But it doesn't make it a bad game. Like, honestly, I would say the first two are better, but it still doesn't make it a bad game. I'd say it's a pretty damn good game. I like the change of pace from it. I'm excited for the new one coming out. Not just because it goes back to the old style, but because of the it's just a new Paper Mario. Paper Mario is always fun to play. But even this one, I never got it. How everyone's like, oh, it's such a bad game because it doesn't play like the other two. It's like, it's still fun. I mean, I still like it. I actually liked how they blended that. How it was platforming, kind of like the old Mario games. But at the same time, it wasn't the exact same as the Mario. It wasn't saying it's the exact same straightforward as the old Mario games. It still had those RPG elements. It still had that depth with stats, HP, level up. You still had your partners. Obviously you did use them differently. But there was so many. There was even optional ones, to collect. Plus, you get to play as multiple characters. I mean, how long did we wait to to have a game where we can play as Bowser alongside Mario? Or Luigi and Peach for that matter, because like Luigi, you don't get to play as him in a regular Mario game too often, unless they bring like a classic style, like New Super Mario Bros. Or whatever, and then because he was never in Sunshine or 64 or whatever. Peach you never get to use. So it was nice to see Peach because they still had that little dynamic of, oh, she's a damn stressed at the beginning, but then she escapes, becomes one of your party members. Plus, I like Luigi's storyline. It's just because the game itself has a really good storyline with it's just with some of the side characters as well as Luigi's whole transformation to and back to Mr. L, and the ending, and I really like how at the end one of the side villains who you thought was a henchman, who is in my opinion one of the coolest characters in the series. Actually upstages it. It was his plan all along, which is actually kind of cool. And it's just like, and then as far as the gameplay goes, it still has everything up in the other games. Like with you still have to have collecting stuff. Like instead of badges or anything like that, now you can collect these card things. You can still make recipes. You still have your items and stuff like that. So it's like you still had all the extra stuff. Plus you had to put up 100 trials, 2 of them in fact. Which are awesome. Plus, it had a lot of unique stuff into it, especially the 2D to 3D changing. I just think while I will admit it is the weakest out of the three Paper Mario games, it's still a really awesome, really unique, really great game, and it doesn't deserve all the hate it gets. I mean, just because something goes different doesn't make it bad. I mean, it just makes it different. I mean, and I still think it's a very fun game. So. I just wanted to say I think the hate for it is really undeserved. It doesn't deserve the hate. But
let's see. Is that one Mario I have? Let's see. Oh, we gotta do this one next. Brawl. Can't have without Brawl.
Best game on the Wii
by far.
Besides Twilight Princess, but in my opinion, Twilight Princess is the game to game first and foremost. So I never count Twilight Princess. But Brawl's the best game ever. Single player, multiplayer, online. Even though the online kind of lagged at times, it was decent for first online mode in Brawl. I will give it that. There's so much to do. I mean, seriously. Another game that gets undeserved hate also is, while the game is fairly popular, it doesn't get as much hate as Super Mario. But there's that whole Melee versus Brawl thing. I have no problem with Melee.
Brawl's better.
But it's just Brawl has so much more content. I mean, if you're one of those competitive people who have to use your Marth or Fox or whatever
or Roy
to go Well, Roy was never competitive in Melee, from what I heard. But if you want to play in tournaments and just have a tournament of like 16 people who use nothing but Marth and Fox River, be my guest. But don't say Brawl is a bad game because of that, because Brawl is an amazing game. I mean, it plays the exact same. I play both back to back. So all those complaints about, oh, it plays so different than the Melee, it's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, they took out some of the competitive moves like wave dash and what you do. But I actually like some of the stuff in this game. I like Final Smashes. Final Smashes was something amazing that they added. All I do hope they make them better in the new Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Like instead of just a simple cutscene, do like an action form. Like especially with the 3DS, you can use the touchscreen for a lot of them. That'd actually be pretty cool. But no, you have those. You could jump on people's heads, which I actually found funny. I don't know, a lot of people hated that. I found funny. Tripping, which I know a lot of people don't know with that, but I didn't mind it so much because it balances your speed out a little bit, which I actually liked. Plus, had a ton of new great items. Assist trophies, which in my opinion were long overdue because they've had Pokeballs in the series since the beginning, yet they never had the equivalent for other Nintendo characters. So that was pretty cool. Besides the trophies, which had like 3 times as much trophies as Melee did. Besides the trophies, you do have stickers and CDs to collect, plus a stage editor, which was pretty amazing for a first-time stage editor in Smash Brothers. Plus, it had a full-on story mode, which was kind of unique. It wasn't the best, but I did actually enjoy it.
They had to cut a lot out, I heard, because they were gonna have
they were gonna have Gino in it, and then because that was, remember when they first said. When they were first talking about, when they first put Snake in there, and they were talking about how they were going to have third-party characters in there, they always said there was going to be three third-party characters. Now, everyone thought it was going to be Mega Man, but it was never going to be Mega Man. The third character, they were always going to be Snake, Sonic, and Geno. Geno from Sumo RPG was going to be in there. Square Enix had granted them permission. Before the game released, Square Enix took it back and were like, no, we don't want you to use it. So they had to sort of take out a lot of the stuff, which is why people have hacked the game. They've seen Geno's music for the Forest Maze remix from Mario RPG. A remix of it is still in the data, but everything else from Geno was basically gone. But he was going to be in the game. That's one of the main reasons they delayed it. The other was to make the online better, which didn't really help because online isn't still all that great. But still. And there was a couple other things that were kind of kept out of it, but still, the end product is it's just amazing. There's so much in it. There's so much to do in it. There's like 35 characters I think in it. There's actually more than that if you split them up. Like if you want to count the Pokemon trainers as separate, or if you want to count Sheik and Zelda as separate, or Samus and Zero Samus separate. There's actually more than 35, and there's tons of stages. Some good ones returning from Melee, especially the Temple, which is my personal favorite. Plus, you still have your classic mode. You still have your events, and you have new co-op events, which I don't believe you had in Melee. And you still have like the stadiums and the other stuff, like you have 100-man Melee, 10-man Melee, Cruel Melee, Endless Melee, or Brawl. I mean not Melee, but Brawl. But you still have, there's so much mode, so much to do in this game, and I mean, obviously, the next game will do stuff better. Hopefully, like obviously I'm guessing we'll have improved Final Smashes, improved state editor, but for the new stuff that this game did introduce, it actually introduced it at a good level, and I mean, I really enjoyed this game. It's fun single player. I break it out all the time and play it, and it's the best. It's, in my opinion, the best multiplayer game that I've ever played. Honestly, it's just no matter who you are. I mean, you gotta love Smash Bros. Unless you're a really ignorant person who just hates Nintendo for no reason, you gotta love Smash Bros. You gotta love Smash Brothers. Everyone I know plays Smash Brothers. Whenever we go to my house or go to a friend's house, we always break out the Smash Brothers. It's just an amazing game. The best party game, best competitive game, best multiplayer game, and it's a great single player game. It's just so much content. It's the must-have game for the Wii. It's the pinnacle of the Wii. You cannot go wrong with the game. It's just and it's just an amazing game.
And also, I'm not sure if he mentioned this, but there's also all the little challenges you can do. Like, for those of you who played Kirby Era, do you remember how they had those boxes, this grid? Like, if you do like a certain thing, you get like that check mark. Same thing in here. And that gives us even more game to try to get all those things.
Yeah, that kind of satisfies you people who play like the PS3 and 360 and you like achievement systems and stuff. That kind of acts as your achievement system for the game, which
right,
is pretty
exactly.
cool. So.
All right, let's go with Geometry Wars Galaxies. This was the very first Wii game I got. It's a fun retro shooter. If you go on my channel, you'll see my friend playing it, and you'll see how it plays.
I haven't played it personally, but I've seen it played, and it looks like a pretty decent game. Plus, I've seen this used plenty of times at GameStop for like $4.99. It's $5. I mean, it looks like a decent enough game for $5. I would say go get it, even though I haven't played it. From what I've seen and from what my friends have played of it, $5. You can't go wrong with a $5 game, especially if you like space shooters. So.
And it's like a whole bunch of little shapes go after you. Like you got these like diamond square things. There's one shape that looks like ninja stars. I can't remember the actual term for them. There's also
Shuriken.
Yeah, Shuriken. It's also like the radioactive symbol go after you. But it's very addicting. I love it. Let's see. What do we do next? Let's do
a lot of these games I haven't really played, so.
Colors. You haven't played this, I know this. Sonic Colors.
It's overrated to death. Everyone says it's like the return for Sonic. It's one of Sonic's best games ever and stuff. I honestly think it's the worst Sonic game I've ever played. And yes, I've played tons of Sonic games. I've played the classics. I own the classics on Sonic Wii Collection Plus. I've played the classics. I've played Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles. I've played them to the end. I've played Sonic Advance 1, Sonic Advance 2. I've played Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2. I own Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on GameCube. I've played Sonic Heroes, Shadow, beaten Shadow, Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Secret Ring, Sonic Black Knight, Sonic Rush. You know, I've played a lot of Sonic games. I've always been not as big as some people, but I've always been a pretty big Sonic fan. So I was always excited for this game when it came out, and then when I played it, I was always let down. It's just there was so much stuff that it didn't feel like the Sonic I know and love. It just first thing I noticed is his voice actor, which I don't like his new voice actor. I like his original two voice actors. His last one he had, which was Jason Griffith, I think. Yeah, Jason Griffith. And I like the one before that, which was Ryan Drummond. Those two, they were pretty similar. I know a lot of people say Jason Griffith sucks. I honestly thought Jason Griffith sounded almost exactly like Ryan Drummond, if not a little bit better. Yes, I said it. But I preferred those two because they sounded like what Sonic I think would sound, and plus that's what I've heard from him for years. It's been in my brain. And then they gave him this new voice, which is a lot deeper, sounds a lot older, and it's just, it doesn't fit him at all. It doesn't go with my mind right because it's not what I'm used to. So I didn't like that. Tails' voice actor is alright. Not anything special, it's alright. Tails' voice actor is never anything special. It sounds like a little kid. But Eggman, they kept his voice actor, which is good. But the actual storyline, it's dumb. It's no longer epic like it was in other games. It feels more like a Saturday morning cartoon. They focus a lot of cutscenes on Eggman's stupid little sidekick robots, which like, oh yeah, you know, their little antics of joking around and screwing around and stuff. It's like I said, it just feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's like, oh yeah, here's the bad guys, henchmen that are doing comical stuff. It's just, it was never like that in Sonic Adventure or Shadow or anything like that, which I honestly liked. It wasn't even like that in classic games. So it's just, and I have liked in the modern games how like where Eggman was never the main, but like he was the main villain throughout the game, but at the end he gets upstaged by some other pure evil villain that you got to turn into Super Sonic and face. That's also missing in this game. In the Wii version, anyway. The DS version actually has a Nega Mother Wisp that you transform into Super Sonic to defeat, which is actually pretty cool. But
and it also plays the instrumental version of the theme song.
Yeah, the theme song's pretty good. The level design I didn't like though. That's one thing I was let down about was when I first saw it. I was like, yes, it's Unleashed stages. I love Unleashed. Unleashed is amazing. And then I played it and I'm like, the level design is nothing like Unleashed. I mean, the gameplay is not the level design. The level design is just I don't like it. It's just it focuses too much on being careful. Like, it's not a proper blend of speed and platforming. It's mostly platforming. You can't. There's too many spots where it's. I mean, it's not like some of the modern games where it's a lot of speed, and it's not like some of the classics where it's like, you know, a blend of speed and platforming. It doesn't seem like a perfect blend. Then there's just no balance with the length of levels. Like you'll go through levels that are like literally like 30 seconds long, and then you'll go to the next level will drag on for like 10 minutes. Then there's levels that are just so dumb. Like there's a level where you do nothing but bounce on a moving trampoline. Bored the hell out of me and annoyed me. And it's just I didn't like the level design. I didn't beat this game, but I've played at least like 3 or 4 worlds of it until I just couldn't take it anymore. It's just and also everyone who says Sonic 06 is glitchy and it's so unplayable. I never thought it was unplayable. This game though had glitches that just screwed me. I'd be pushing the joystick forward and Sonic just starts jutting and then falls right off the bridge. And it's like, what? And I'm playing with the GameCube controller, and you know, so it's just the GameCube controller is, you know, first party Nintendo GameCube controller. It works perfectly fine. So it's just, and that's just one example. Those other stuff, and there's just a lot of stuff I just did not like about this game. And everyone claims that, you know, it's like the most greatest Sonic game ever. Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't care if people like it or not, but it's just, I got so annoyed everyone says it's like the greatest Sonic game ever. How when there's so much wrong with it, in my opinion. It's just I don't see how it's the greatest. There's been other great Sonic games besides this, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to Generations, so hopefully that turns things around. Or Sonic 4 Episode 2, because Sonic 4 was pretty good. But yeah, I really don't like Sonic Colors. The Wii one anyways. DS one's decent. I like the DS one, but the Wii one is just, to me, it's junk. I don't like it.
Also, there's also like a mini, mini levels you can do, and you can also play as a Mii. And
oh yeah, that's funny. I remember that. You can play as your Mii.
I haven't tried that yet, so I don't know how that works. So I have played as the mini Sonic, but I haven't tried the Mii's yet. I'll eventually get to that. But I haven't beaten this game yet, and it's alright.
The Wisps, too, I would say. The Wisps are the game. I don't like how they're done in the Wii version, but they're pretty good in the DS version, I'll say that.
This game, Speed, this is a racing game, and this game is very, very underrated, in my opinion. It's by Zoo. This is a small company, but if you like little car games, you'll love this game because the cars are memorable, the levels are memorable, it's very fast paced, and it's a very fun game. This game's actually pretty cheap on GameStop. I can't remember how much it is, but my aunt got me this for like $5, $6, I believe, and it's worth every cent that she paid for this. I was addicted ever since I played it.
And I haven't played it yet, but I'm just gonna take a random guess and say there's some speed in the game.
Yes, because it's called.
Yeah, exactly. Not the biggest racer person outside of quirky games like Mario Kart and stuff.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
It's I don't know. If they sold it for if they had sold it for like $10 or $20, kind of like Wii Sports or Wii Play would have been without like the console or remote or whatever. That would be fine, but it's really not worth $50. The second one is a lot better. I would say. But it's just, I'm not really. I don't really care for the first one too much.
In my opinion, it's alright. I actually bought this at the every once in a while near my house there was like a corner, what do you call things, flea market, and I actually bought this game for $10. And the cat characters is pretty good. In the second one, I believe it's Metal Sonic, right? In the second one, Metal Sonic.
Oh, I think they had Metal Sonic and Silver and all of them.
Yeah. But in this game, there's like lots of characters. You get like Amy, Knuckles, Sonic, Eggman, obviously, and then you got like Bowser, Peach, Tails, Luigi, and I'm out of order, but decent game. Boombox Bash Party. If you like puzzles and you like a challenge, get this game. This game will have you thinking a lot. Pretty much what you have to do is there's these huge block levels, and you have to like throw these bombs and missiles and acid, like rockets.
It's like extreme reverse Jenga.
Exactly.
I don't know. I haven't played it, but I've seen videos and stuff of it. And that's just what it looks like to me. Looks like a reverse Jenga on crack.
That's a good way to play it. But there's like for each level there's like some points you have to get to like for the gold medal, and you gotta get so many gold medals to get to the next stage. And for the first area it's like a tutorial. It's really easy to beat. It's like very basic. But once you get past the tutorial, you gotta start thinking, because that's those puzzles. Like you gotta match colors and there's also paint blobs. I can figure out paint blobs. But it's a Steven Spielberg game, so he was famous for like Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, Freakazoid. So if you're a fan of him, try one of his games. It's fun. I still want the original Boombox. Are you smarter than the 5th grader? No, I know what you're all thinking. Why do you have that game? Now, there's a funny story about this game.
Yeah, the rest of these games you have, I haven't really played.
Yeah, he's more to the action stuff. So,
well, not action stuff, just I don't know, regular type of video games. I don't play a lot of I don't play a lot of game show games. I'm not a big puzzle gamer or whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my story. My uncle used to live in Michigan, and every Sunday he would come. I would write down all the questions from the game show on TV, and I'd always ask everybody to see if they could get the answers right. So he moved to Tennessee, and of course the show became very weird. They changed the rules, and I don't like the new rules. So this is the original rules, where you can go up to $1 million instead of the stupid 10,000, I think it is, or whatever, 100,000. But this game will have you thinking. It's a good trivia game for a family. Believe it or not, I've been to Millionaire once without cheating. Because one time I had my mom look on the internet for the right answer, and
cheater.
Yes, I'm a cheater. But there, for all you people who like achievements, there are achievements in this game. And so that's your. It's very hard to get all the achievements in this game. And one of them, believe it or not, is you have to like miss the first question. You have to miss the first question, and you get a jump cap. It's funny. But if I like trivia, get this game. Billy the Wizard Rocket Broomstick Racing. Now, I'm going to admit, I've only played this game once, and this is like the second Wii game I got. It's pretty much a Harry Potter ripoff of racing, and I tried using the Wiimote with the nunchuck, and the controls are very awkward. So if you want to get this game, use a game controller. It's probably a lot easier to use to control. I'm probably going to use that to beat this game, so I can see what the ending is like. But it's a quirky racing rocket stick with little kid wizards. I know it's weird. This was when I first got the Wii too, which was, I believe, 5 years ago. Game Party 2. We own the first one, but it's not actually mine. It's my father's. This one I got for my birthday this year. It's like with the Mario 25th anniversary collection thing. This game has a whole bunch of games. It has lawn darts, puck bowling, quarterback challenge, horseshoes, beanbag, trivia, darts, skill ball, hoop shoot, ping cup, and shuffleboard. This is like The controls aren't as fluid as Wii Sports Resort, which you also have, which is not mine, it's my dad's. And that's on the original, obviously, because it came with the Wii. Those two are good games, by the way. Get those. Like Resort, you should get, because you probably already have Wii Sports, if you have a Wii. This game is actually kind of fun. You get to actually design your own characters, like pick your hair, pick your skin color, and there's unlockables in this game. Yes, for all of us who like unlockables, there's unlockables in this game. I have beaten the first one. No, I haven't actually. My sister has. I still have to. But all we need is Game Fighting 3. This game is very, very cheap at GameStop. So if you like quirky sports games, if you want alongside Wii Sports Resort and Wii Sports, get this game. And last but not least, Legend of the Dragon. Now I'm going to also admit for this one, I've never watched the show ever, because it is based on the cartoon show that was on. What was it on? I think it was Disney Channel XD, I believe. And it's a fighter, and the moves are very awkward, I would call them, and blocky, that I remember of. But there's a whole bunch of characters I guess you can unlock. I might try this game and get another game. I'm not sure, because I've never played this game. If I never will again, so I'll probably trade this game for secret rings with it. I'm borrowing his secret rings, and I haven't touched that. He's borrowing my Budokai 3 because we love Dragon Ball Z. Because Dragon Ball Z is awesome. Cannot wait till I see it. Tenkaichi.
Why did you get that game? Why'd you get that game?
It was the first. They got it for me because this is before all the good games came out.
Wait, what do you mean before all the good games came out?
Like the Marios and the other stuff.
There was Wii Sports and Zelda from day one.
Yeah, we had Wii Sports and stuff. And I never played Zelda before. Except I've played Minish Cap. I think is that GD? Game Boy Color? Game Boy Advance. Yeah. That's the only Zelda I've played. I want to get into it. I just got to get the game.
And Secret Rings was in 2007. Mario Galaxy 2007.
And this is before I was a big Sonic fan too. So I became a Sonic fan probably two years ago, maybe. The first Sonic game I got was I gotta think about this. The first Sonic game, actually, I think it was 06 for PS3. And yes, that is a good game. I don't care what people say, because the one my sister has the Mega Collection Plus, and I have 06 Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and 06. But that's my Wii Collection. I've been PS3 Master 19. Just try, subscribe, rate, comment. You know what to do. And next time I'll do DS games. So peace for now.